I'm standing in front of LIJ Hospital with my sister, and we're waiting for my father and stepmother's daughter to arrive. She had flown all the way from Los Angeles to New York, and we probably had the worst news to tell her that you could tell anybody. Her mother had had a brain aneurysm and was being kept alive on life support. We see her walking towards us, and my stomach is turning. We go upstairs, and the doctors sit us down, and they tell us that once we take her mother off oxygen, she'll live for another hour or two. And as we are comforting her, I know that there is a much darker reality ahead, and that is the fact that we have to tell our father. Our father had had a stroke 15 years prior. His entire left-hand side was paralyzed, and he'd never recovered. Prior to that, he'd had many, many health complications leading to his stroke. And his wife had taken care of him with such attentiveness and care that we all knew that he had lived as long as he had because of her. And the love between them was so abiding and so beautiful, and you would see it. You know, she would make dinner, bring it to him where he was sitting, feed him sometimes. He would grab the top of her hand and kiss it. And they hugged all the time. There was so much love between them. And so we knew, or we feared, that upon telling him the truth, we would be burying two people, not one. That he surely would die of the shock and of a broken heart. So we decided to tell him about her failing health in increments. Meanwhile, we took her off life support, and she died 45 minutes later. I knew my dad was at home, and he was waiting. There was an aide there, and he was very worried. And I got in the car, I drove over there with my sisters, and me being the eldest. I knew they were depending on me to deliver the news. And all I said to him, and he just looked at me, he goes, what's going on? I'm so worried about her. Is she going to be okay? I said, Dad, she's in stable condition right now, but we don't really know what's going to happen. And he looked at me, he goes, I can't live without my wife. And I said, I know that, Dad. We bury her. We have the Hokeh Josh, which is the traditional Armenian meal you have after the funeral. And I'm sitting around and I'm looking, and the family is there, or friends are there, and I'm thinking the one person who should be there is not. And I'm starting to wonder if this is the right decision. I continue visiting my dad, as do my sisters, throughout the weeks, and he says, how is she doing? I said, Dad, she's not any better. Please tell her I love her. Please tell her I miss her. And every time I leave, I'm feeling this terrible guilt. And now the Karasunk comes. The Karasunk is the 40-day service that we do at the church after the burial. Once again, our family members are there and our friends. And I'm like, this is not right. He's not here, and he thinks she's alive, and it doesn't make a difference anymore if we tell him today or we tell him a week from today. And I look at my sisters and I tell them, we can't do this. And I'm the eldest, and they're depending on me, and they say, okay, Ida, can you tell him? I said, I will. So I get in the car, and I'm driving, and I'm gripping the steering wheel going, how am I going to do this? This is the man who taught me how to ride the scariest roller coaster. He didn't just teach me how to ride a bike. He taught me how to ride it as fast as possible. He said to me, you in this life can do anything. You have all the courage and bravery you need to accomplish whatever you want in life. And I have to look at him and tell him this. So I walk into his room, and he's kind of propped up. He's leaned over, he's got the pillows. He's got the rolling desk, the Bible, the cross, his little spectacles, and he's just sitting there with his head bent. I looked at him, I said, Dad, I have some news to tell you. She's not with us anymore. He hung his head and he shook it. He didn't ask, about the funeral arrangements, nothing, because for him, she was gone. He fell into a very deep depression afterwards, and for 2 years, we had him on antidepressants, and very slowly his health started to slip. His body was fighting some infection. He had to be taken to the hospital, and a week later, he died. It's been 10 years. 10 years since my dad's been with me. And when you love someone as much as I loved my father, you wonder what was the most merciful thing, what was the right thing to do. And even 10 years later, I don't know if I did the right thing. Thank you.